Shubhodaya. Welcome all. We have been covering the pillars of yoga. 8 pillars are compared to the 8-story building. The foundation of the pillars is 8 pillars are called as Yama and Niyama. We have to have foundation strong, then only the castle, 8-story castle can stay. Otherwise, the castle will collapse and we won't make headway in our practice. If you want to make inroad into practice, deep inroad into the practice, your foundation must be very strong. And it should be on a firm footing of Yama and Niyama. And it is not only you are doing for yoga, in your day-to-day work also, it is a paramount. If those who are abiding by this one, Yama and Niyama, in their day-to-day work, they will excel. The organization which is following this Yama and Niyama principle, that organization will flourish. Otherwise, other organizations, my personal life also, I don't care about what happens to others. My only ulterior motive is to get rich quickly. Get hook or crook, I don't care. That person cannot, in the long run, cannot prosper. That person is bound to fall down. That organization bound to fall down. The organization or that person working with the basis of the Yama and Niyama, ultimately that person flourishes. This will have a glorious life. Yama and Niyama, Patanjali talks about Yete, Jati, Desha, Kala, Samaya, Vachinna, Sarvabhauma, Mahavratam. These principles everyone must follow. It's irrespective of the religion, irrespective of the denomination in the religion, irrespective of the country they are from, irrespective of the time when they are born. Everyone must follow these principles as a great austerity. With sincerity, with commitment, we have to follow that one to have a sustainable personality, sustainable family, sustainable company, sustainable country. If you want to have this one, Yama and Niyama are the basis. And I have been covering various sections of Yama. I covered already. Yama talks about we have to our life to be called as a human. Yesterday in Bhagavatam class also I touched upon, and to be called as a human, you should be able to serve others. If you are not serving others, you are not fit to be called as a human person. You should be as a human. How the humans are different to animals. Human is the top of the ladder. Their life is dedicated for others. To be fit to be called as a human. And in the Yama talks about, reinforces that your life must be dedicated for others' welfare, not just for yourself. And Niyama talks about, in order to contribute to others, you need to have that one. You need to instill those values in you. It should be ingrained deep within you. And Niyama, we touched upon Shaucha, Santosha, Tapa, Swadhyaya and Ishvara Pranidhana. 5 in number. And the Swadhyaya, the last 3 weeks I have touched upon Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means whatever my action I am doing, it should have a basis, not based on my imagination, figment of imagination I do. It is not figment, it is Shastra Pramana. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Tasma Shastra Pramanam Te. The scripture, it should have a sanction from the scriptures. We don't know what I am doing. You should have a reference. If I am doing in the engineering department, if I am designing something, it should go with the text, engineering rules and regulation. I can't do anything, and I may put a wrong power supply and it will blow up the whole building, and I should follow the rules and regulations. Without rules and regulations, I can't work. If I am a doctor, I should follow by the guidelines of the medical procedure. I have to follow that one. I can't cut any part of the body to operate. I should follow the rules and regulations to be able to successful in my medical practice. And this Shastra Tasmat in the Swadhyaya, it is talking about one every day without fail you must read the scriptures to get the inspiration within. You have to get inspired in your life. To get inspired, scriptures are nothing but nothing but it's a case study. It's a case study of great achievers, those who have excelled in their life, how they excelled by following what they excelled. And scriptures also talking about the downfall of a person by not abiding by the rules and regulation. How that person fell down, it is talking about that one. In management, we study about the case studies of the company, case study, how the company became prosperous, how company failed, why it failed and why prosperous. Shastra, scriptures are nothing but it's giving the guidelines for our life's journey. Swa Adhyaya, independent study. One is studying and under the guidance of the teacher, and one is a self-study. Swadhyaya, one is Swadhyaya, and second one, Swadhyaya means Swatantra Adhyaya, talking about the independent person, most independent person, one who is not bound by anything. I want to know about that one. That is Swadhyaya. And Swadhyaya, and also the Swadhyaya, the purpose of Swadhyaya, the mind is never at ease. Mind never will become calm and serene by attaching our mind to the things are subject to change. The material signs, whatever outside, my expensive car, expensive bungalow, or my job, whatever, it is subject to change. I can't focus on that one, make my mind still by focusing only on the outer things. It is subject to change. It is when things are subject to change, mind is not at ease. Mind becomes calm only when it settles on the changeless. Everyone wants a stability in our life. We get stability only when the mind goes and settles down on the changeless, not subject to change, permanent, pure, complete and changeless. On that only mind gets settles down. In Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna talks about Shruti Vipratipannate Yadastyasya Nischala Samadava Achala Buddhi Tada Yoga Mavapsyasi. I go to many yogas, e-yoga, online yoga, mini yoga. I do so many things, but still I am not getting yoga. And I may be doing some asana, I think I get satisfied, that is yoga. And it says, Shastra, Swadhyaya, by doing, what is the benefit of doing Swadhyaya? By when my mind gets settles down, goes deep within, settles down, I no more get confused by reading the text. Some commentator has talked about this one, some person talks about this one, some religion talks about that one, and the person who settles down, abides in that one, never get confused, never get agitated within while reading that one, because by going deep, one starts experiencing that one in the personal life. When starts experiencing Shruti Pratipannati, that no more confusion, no more what that person said, what this person said. When settles down that way, in that person, yoga comes looking for that person. Yoga comes and dawns in that person. And earlier, I am looking for a yoga, that yoga, I am going out, so looking for a yoga, no yoga came. When the mind settles down, yoga starts looking for that person. Yoga dawns in that person. And tada yoga mavapsyasi. That yoga starts dawning in that person. And that to dawn, what is required? One has to abide. It's a connect oneself to the changeless, the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord, changeless, complete, and not subject to change. That person. And the scriptures, as I am reading the scriptures, I should become humble in my life. Reading the text, I should not become an arrogant person. Nobody knows about this one, only I know that one. So arrogant. And it's no humility is there. As I start reading the text, reading about the lives of great Mahatmas, great people, I become humble. I become humility dawns in that person. Very simple living, because he realized his presence is insignificant. Is only by the grace of the Lord. That person surrenders completely to the will of the Lord. That person, Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana, next one completely abides. Whether success happens, failure happens, or good health, bad health, or with job, without job, whatever condition, he or she completely surrenders to the will of the Lord. And that is Ishvara Pranidhana. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna talks about Tameva Sharanam Gacha Sarva Bhavena Bharata Tat Prasadat Param Shanti Tat Prasadat Param Shanti. What is that? Tat Prasada Param Shanti. Tat Prasadat Param Shanti. Sthanam Prapsyasi Shashvatam. It's a benefit of training that Amrita I taught all 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. I urge all of you to learn and teach your children. Now, when I forget, he reminds me. If I forget some Upanishad, he reminds me. If I forget some mantra, he reminds me. And that is it's a benefit of teaching your children. And it's Tameva Sharanam Gacha Sarva Bhavena Bharata Tat Prasadat Param Shanti Sthanam Prapsyasi Shashvatam. Ishwar Pranidhana, that when you, therefore, you Tameva Sharanam, with wholeheartedly, Tameva Sharanam Gacha, with wholeheartedly surrender to him, with his grace, Tat Prasadat Param Shanti, you will attain unshakable peace within you. You will find stability in your life. You will get stability. Otherwise, my life is, I may be having a glory outside, but inside sulking. If you want Param Shanti, Sthanam Prapsyasi, eternal bliss, if you want, that everyone is seeking for that one, unshakable bliss. You surrender to the Supreme Lord, Ishvara Pranidhana. Bow down to him. That by doing that one attains the eternal peace. One who has attained eternal peace by the grace of the Lord, for him, he or she, when reading the text, starts reading between the lines. he or she starts understanding the purpose behind this text. Inner meaning starts dawning in that person. By the inner meaning, that person can go deep into tapas, deep into contemplation, tapas. That person experiences immense joy in his or her life. And that when that joy comes, that because of that one starts leading a very pure life, shaucha. When that purity happens within, all the divine beings come and take shelter in that person. That person will have a divine blessing. All divine souls starts blessing that person. Niyama, when that blessing is there, that person will accomplish great things in the life. Life is an inspiration for others. The benefit of this one, Niyama, Patanjali talks about. Slowly, Shaucha, Santosha, Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishvara, Pranidhana, the benefit of that one attains Samadha va Achala Buddhi. The Samadhi Siddhi, one is established in the Adi. Adi means the most ancient person who was there before everyone came, who will be there after everyone has gone. One gets established in that person. And Ishwar Pranidhanat, the Samadha Siddhi, Ishwar Pranidat, one who get established in the most ancient, eternal, the foundation of everything. One gets established in that one. By establishing, one experiences immense joy, and under no situation, that person's equipoise gets disturbed. That is the purpose of yoga. Yoga means balance. One gets balanced in the life. Lie down on your back.